Why are smart investors quietly buying Hindustan Aeronautics stock value while everyone else is focused on the latest export news? It's because they see something the rest of the market doesn't. That export number, it's a distraction from the real story. In this video, we'll uncover Hindustan Aeronautics' two hidden sources of growth that are almost never mentioned in the news. First, a major expansion on many fronts, and second, having almost no debt, which gives them a huge advantage. Once you understand how these two things work together, you'll see why the way people normally think about this company is about to change. First, let's talk about why focusing only on exports is the wrong way to see Hindustan Aeronautics right now. Yes, their sales to other countries grew nicely last year, and you'll see people getting excited about that.
But here's the problem. Export income can be very unpredictable. Often, a small political issue or a problem between countries can delay a huge deal for a long time. It creates a lot of uncertainty. If you base your entire view of the company's success on its foreign sales, you're always guessing and worrying about the next big announcement. The market's focus on the short term is actually an advantage because Hindustan Aeronautics' real path to long-term growth is built on something much more solid than just big defense deals. The real story is much stronger than what you're hearing in the news.
Now, for the first hidden pillar, an expansion that almost no one is paying attention to. Don't think of Hindustan Aeronautics as just a company that builds one type of product. It's actually like four different businesses rolled into one. This is what many experts are missing, and it's where the real story is. Number 1. Let's look at MRO for civilian planes. That means maintenance, repair, and overhaul for regular passenger planes. This part of the business made a huge amount of money last year just by servicing Airbus and other commercial aircraft. Why is this important? Because the profits are very high. And what's even better is that these are regular repeating contracts. There is no need for long government debates or approvals. It's a steady, very profitable and dependable source of money, which is like gold for any company. This consistency creates a solid base of cash that isn't affected by the ups and downs of big defense deals. This gives the company a predictable flow of money, something that people often miss when they only focus on fighter jets. Number 2 is drones or unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs. The company just delivered a new type of stealth drone that can work in a group to a customer in Southeast Asia. This is a very big deal. Why? Because the experts who analyze companies haven't factored this in. This kind of advanced product isn't on the normal checklists for defense companies. This proves Hindustan Aeronautics is moving into high-tech advanced fields. The stealth and group flying features show the companies investing in future technology, which most people haven't even started thinking about. This isn't just about selling planes, it's about selling advanced flying systems. Number 3 is space hardware. This is another area where Hindustan Aeronautics is quietly making big moves. The Indian Space Research Organization, which is ISRO, has given Hindustan Aeronautics the job of putting together its Small Satellite Launch Vehicle, SSLV. What does this mean? If even half of the planned 6 to 15 rocket launches a year actually happen, and India's space goals are only getting bigger, that's another huge source of money with very good profits. Getting into the space business adds a new way to make money and also lets Hindustan Aeronautics enter the fast-growing global satellite market. It's a smart move that uses their manufacturing skills in a growing industry which greatly increases the number of customers they can serve. This isn't just a side project, it's a major new direction for the company. And number 4, aircraft parts. By working with over 2,400 smaller businesses, Hindustan Aeronautics has turned simple parts into a big export business. Think about it. Oxygen regulators, fuel pumps, and even lightweight bathroom units for aeroplanes. These items aren't exciting, but they are necessary. The important thing here is that these parts are sold and paid for quickly, and they don't have the same risks as huge government deals. This not only increases export income, but also helps build up India's own aerospace industry, making Hindustan Aeronautics a key player. This approach gives them flexibility and means they don't have to rely on just a few giant contracts, making the business much safer. So when you add all of these parts together, you see a company that isn't just waiting for the next big fighter jet contract. It's a business with many different sides that ensure steady income and growth no matter what happens with the big defense deals.
Okay, let's move to the second hidden pillar, smart financial management. This might sound boring, but it creates a lot of cash. Let's talk about the numbers. The company has almost no debt. That isn't just low, it's nearly zero. This means Hindustan Aeronautics isn't slowed down by heavy interest payments, which frees up a lot of money. The company also expects to keep a very large part of its sales as profit for the next few years, which shows it is run very well. And here's the best part. It has a huge amount of cash saved up. Think about that for a second. That's enough to pay for 2 years of research and development without borrowing anything. Why does this matter so much? What is the real-world effect of being so financially healthy? Well, when it's time to spend a lot of money on a new project, like a new engine testing center or a modern factory, Hindustan Aeronautics won't need to ask for money or take out expensive loans. They can just pay for it themselves. They can finish a project before their competitors even get permission from their bosses, and they'll start making money while their rivals are still stuck in meetings trying to find the funds. This financial freedom gives them an amazing advantage. Businesses are usually rewarded for being predictable, and Hindustan Aeronautics is predictable on a completely different level. Its operating profits are more than 37 times larger than its interest payments, which is an incredibly strong and safe position to be in. This kind of financial strength is proof of smart leadership and provides a solid base for future growth.
So how do these two pillars work together to create something special? Expanding into new areas without good money management is a recipe for failure. On the other hand, being financially careful without expanding is safe but also slow and boring. But what happens when you combine major expansion with careful financial management? You get a machine that constantly creates more and more value. It's a powerful combination. Here is how this growth cycle works. The new money coming in from servicing passenger planes with its high profits goes directly into research and development. That research then helps create the next generation of drones, like the stealth drones we talked about. Selling these drones abroad then brings in valuable foreign money, which makes the company's finances even stronger. And the cycle continues, a non-stop loop of investment, creation, and financial strength. This is a growth engine that powers itself, which many people haven't seen because they only look at the next few months of export numbers. The company's growth doesn't just depend on big defense deals. It's driven by this powerful internal cycle.
Now, you might be thinking this is all good, but without orders it doesn't mean anything. And that's a fair point. But here's the reality. Hindustan Aeronautics' list of current orders is huge. To put that in perspective, it's enough to guarantee steady work for the next 4 years. This provides amazing stability and makes the future predictable. The biggest item on this list is a massive contract for 156 light combat helicopters. Even if Hindustan Aeronautics only delivers a third of these each year, that's a huge, dependable amount of business coming in. This reliable income makes the whole company much less risky. When you combine the security of this huge order list with the new high-profit businesses we just talked about, servicing planes, drones, space hardware and parts, you get a profit picture that looks more like a tech company than a typical government-owned company. This is not a slow, old-fashioned government business. This is a company with many different, highly profitable businesses that are creating major growth.
Of course, every business has risks. So let's talk about the risks that could cause problems and, more importantly, why they are actually under control. Number 1. The Dhruv helicopter fleet was temporarily grounded last year. This made some headlines and caused some concern. But what was the solution? It meant replacing a foreign part with one made in India. And what happened? The supply chain was back to normal in just 8 weeks. This shows Hindustan Aeronautics can quickly solve technical problems and make key parts locally, which lowers future risks. It wasn't a major design problem, it was a part issue that was fixed quickly. Number 2. An engine shortage for the Tejas Mk1A fighter jet? Yes, that is a real challenge. But Hindustan Aeronautics is working to make over half of the engine's parts in India, and they've already found a second supplier for some of the hardest parts. This smart move to depend less on a single international supplier is key to making sure jets are delivered on time and on budget. It's a smart step toward being self-sufficient, which makes them less open to global supply problems. This kind of careful risk management is what separates a well-run company from one that just hopes for the best. And number 3, the risk from world politics If anything, tensions around the world unfortunately create more demand for defense companies. The current global situation, with countries spending more on defense, actually creates more opportunities for Hindustan Aeronautics' export business. In short, risks do exist, but the fear they create is often greater than the actual danger. The market tends to overreact to short-term problems without looking at the long-term solutions being put in place.
So, what is everyone missing? And why won't they miss it for long? The financial reports from big analysis firms still rate Hindustan Aeronautics using old, simple measures like defense spending or government projects. They haven't created separate sections for space launches, drone exports, or servicing passenger planes because, in their opinion, these businesses are currently too small to matter. Basically, no expert wants to be the first one to change how they view the company. It's a classic case of everyone following the crowd. But what happens when the numbers get too big to ignore? When, for example, the money from servicing passenger planes gets so big that they can't look away, you can expect a rush of new reports and new stories talking about Hindustan Aeronautics' sudden growth. By then, the chance to see the company in this new way will be gone, leaving many to chase the story after the fact. This is the window of opportunity. The market is slow to change, and that slowness is an advantage right now.
So, what do you think? Do you chase headlines and get excited by press releases? Or do you prefer to dive deep and understand the real story? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this deep dive was useful and gave you a different way to look at things, please hit that subscribe button. More deep dives like this one are released every week to help you see the bigger picture. In short, exports get the attention, but expansion and financial health are what truly build long-term value. Hindustan Aeronautics' hidden strategy isn't really hidden, it's just been misunderstood by most people. Once the market finally sees these new business areas as core parts of the company instead of just other income, the way people see Hindustan Aeronautics will change quickly and dramatically. Until then, there is a very clear window where the company is still judged by its past, not its present reality or its future potential. Use that window because opportunities like fighter jets don't wait around forever. You have to decide if you want to follow the headlines or understand the basics. And for a company with these strengths, the long-term story is very strong.